Hey y'all. So Frannie here again. This is episode 4 of Feelings with Frannie, and I'm so excited about today. When I started this idea of just like sharing what's on my heart and mind and stuff, I have like in my phone like notes after notes after notes after notes, like of just stuff that I think about randomly, and then I just think about like how I would put that out there in the world, I guess. And so anyways, I've been just kind of like thinking over what I wanted to share next, and this just come about, and I'm just excited because as I was writing my notes today, I was like getting chill bumps. I was so excited. So side note, as a stay-at-home mom, I typically just don't wear a lot of makeup because, like, what's the point? My kids, they don't care. And my husband tells me I'm beautiful all the time, so I just don't do it. But today I have to go get groceries, and so I'm gonna like look decent going to the grocery store, right? But I used to make makeup videos all the time, and I like absolutely loved it, and I just don't have the time to do that anymore, or I haven't made the time, I guess. But I really just don't wear makeup like I used to either. So anyways, I digress. I'm gonna put my makeup on while I talk about what I'm gonna talk about. So really, what I'm going to talk about today, also, let me just say this. Go ahead and get this out the way real fast. I'm not going to talk about any of the products I'm using during my video. I'm going to like talk about what's in my notes right here. But at the end of the video, if you're interested in like knowing what products I use, I'll say what products I use at the end of the video. That way, if anybody doesn't, can stop listening. I use all Mary Kay, everything skincare, makeup, every cosmetic like is all Mary Kay. Anyways, I just wanted to say that. So this really, everything I have to say, like, please listen because I need all the support I can get. But really it's for people the younger than me is really who I would think would want or need to listen. Not necessarily need, but I would want that crowd. Not that I'm saying like what I have to say matters, but anyways, so all of this may be in vain too. I'm gonna go ahead and start doing my makeup too and just talking. All of this may be in vain, but I'm gonna say it anyways because I'm just hoping like maybe someone will listen. Maybe that someone will be my little sisters, Harley and Carly. But like, for real. So this just like, I'm just going to share my heart. So I know for me as a teenager, I just, not even just a teenager, like well into my 20s too. I walked around like, you know, I could do whatever I wanted, and I wouldn't have any, what's the word? Consequences. Like, I've legit, like, I walked around like that for the majority of my young adulthood life. And so, hang on, I got lost. Anyways, yeah, so I walked around thinking, like, I can do whatever I want. There's not going to be any consequences. And, like, for instance, well, let me just say this. I walked around like there weren't any consequences, right? You know, and then like moreover in that too is I acted like I didn't care what people thought, right? And I know that is like common, right? Like if you're a teenager, you just automatically go through this phase of like you're basically just seeing how the world works, essentially. But yeah, so I walked around like I could do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and I did, with no consequences, and not caring what people think, and you know, whatever. But like at the end of the day, and like what I've learned now is like not caring what people think and having respect for yourself are two totally different things. And so the actions like that you're making right now in your life, whether you're 12, 15, 17, or 22, like, whatever you're doing in your life, those things all bear consequences, and it's going to like carry over with you for the rest of your life. And like, I can say that because I know that, like, I've lived that. And, you know, for a long time, I did a lot of like not so smart things and things that I don't even want to like say out loud on camera, because what if, I don't even know, like, but I'm just going to say it because I'm just being real. And I'm not endorsing this behavior at all, because I have 2 children now and I want to keep them safe. So by me saying this, I don't want to think that, or I don't want y'all to think that I'm endorsing this behavior, because I'm not. But I'm just saying, like, I know like the life that I lived. And anyways, so I drank heavily in my 20s. Like, it was what I lived for, pretty much, sadly. I used the wrong concealer at first. I have 2 different concealers, one for wintertime and one for summertime. And I used the wrong one at first because I'm talking and I'm a mom and can't do 2 things at one time. It'll be fine though. Anyways, yeah, so I used to drink a lot, like a lot, heavily. And yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. That was bad. Anyways, but I would drive home from the bar 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. I had been drinking heavily. There were even a couple of occasions that, that's better, I got pulled over. One time, I didn't have my lights on. The cop kind of just laughed. But I was a really good actress, y'all, and a really good liar. Like, my own mother, I've told her, she still doesn't know how wild I was and the things that I got into. And I honestly wouldn't want to tell her. But I do. I want to say these things out loud because I know that there are younger people that are going through the same things that I went through, right? And especially young girls that are walking the same lifestyle or whatever you want to call it, right? So maybe they'll listen. And like I said, really hoping that it's my sisters that listen. So the actions you're making now, whether you're 12 or 22, they're going to carry over with you for the rest of your life. I put this in my notes because I know that this is important to talk about, because this is the world that we live in right now, sadly. Lord, I waxed my brows before I started doing this, so just forgive me. Oh, finishing spray, y'all. Life-changing. Anyways, so I was a very promiscuous young girl. Very promiscuous. I used my body to validate myself. I used my body to get my way, which both are terrible. Like, but that is whatever. That's the life that I lived. And what I want to say to you, if you are 15, if you are 16, if you have 17, like, I don't care how old you are. If you're a girl and there's some boy or boys pressuring you or making you feel less than because you're not sharing nude photos of yourself, and like, listen, that wasn't even a thing when I was your age. Like, we didn't have cell phones then. We didn't have the ability to have that, you know. But I lost my virginity when I was 15 somehow still. So I know that 15-year-olds now and probably younger, way younger, are dealing. I know that they are, because there's been studies about. Anyways, we're not going to go into that. So what I want to say to you is, let me make sure. Your self-worth is not found in somebody else. Like, please find self-worth in your own body, in your own self, without having to offer it up to some boy, or and vice versa. Like, boys, guys, don't feel like you have to give yourself up or your body or something for a girl. If you need to validate yourself that way to somebody, then why would you ever want to give them your time, right? So I could go on and on about that. But like, what I really want to stress is all the things that you're doing right now in your life, they will affect you later on. Whether you like, I'm not necessarily talking about you going to jail or, you know, that's not what I'm talking about. Because I was lucky enough that didn't happen to me. And moreover than that, because I know drinking is probably like the biggest thing going on in y'all's lives right now, because like it's the cool thing to do or whatever, but your life is seriously on the line. Like, I was hospitalized twice before my 18th birthday because I thought it was cool to do certain things. It's not cool. It's really not. And so moreover than that, like the things that you're doing, the choices that you are choosing to make in your daily life will affect you later on. And like I said, it may not be that you get caught up with the law. That may not be at all what it is. But it may be 5 years, 6 years, 7, 10 years down the road that your reputation is on the line, that you're up for a job or you're trying to get a job and somebody within that organization knew who you were when you were 15 years old or 16 or 17 or 18 or 19 or 20 or 21 or 22. You know, like, it could go on and on. And I can say that because I've lived that. And to be put in those kinds of situations, those are the kinds of things that really humble you, right? I know for me that was one of the things. So anyways, so just find your self-worth in your own self. Like, don't give your body away to validate that you're beautiful. You're beautiful regardless of what somebody else says or wants of you. Like, oh, I could just go on and on about that. But all right. So let me see. Let's change it up a bit. That got kind of serious. You can count. This is like, if I knew what I knew, or if I knew what I know now, then, right? You can count your true friends, on one hand. My mom told me that. And I'm 30 now, and so far it has rang true. And like, what I mean is, because currently in my personal life, like, I have built myself this community of people around me that I know are in my corner, that are praying for me, that I could call up if I needed help. You know, like, I have that community of friends. But what I'm talking about really, like, your true friends, you can count them on one hand. And that's going to be from now, like, no matter how old you are, to the rest of your life, no matter how old you are. Like, the people that you may not talk to for months, but like the next time you see each other, it's just like no time has passed. The ones that, if you needed to, call them at 3, 4 a.m. in the morning because life happens, or the baby that gets hurt and you got to rush to the PICU to be there for your friend. Like, that's real life stuff. And forever, like, you're going to have just a few people in your circle that you know you can count on. And like, it's so true. So really, what the best thing I can tell you is just keep those people close. Make sure that you are communicating how you feel to them and express to them that you care about them, you know, all those things. Don't ever let a day go by that you don't tell them that. Sorry. Wasn't planning on getting emotional. Let me take a sip of water. For those of y'all watching that may not know who I am, my best friend of I don't know how many years. I met her in the 7th grade. Her ex-husband shot and killed her 2 years ago. And yeah, I'm not over it. I don't know if I'll ever get over it. Oh, sorry. Anyways, so really, truly, for the rest of your life, you'll be able to count your true friends on one hand. And my mom told me that. And so that brings me into the next thing I want to say. And I was like, this is the part that I was thinking I might cry on. So it's just funny. But I thought I got all the brushes I needed out, and I didn't. Anyways, so your mom or whoever raised you, you know, in your life, because it may not just be your mom if your mom didn't raise you. Maybe your dad or your grandparents or whatever. But your mom, we'll just say that. Your mom is going to be so right about so many things. Let's just like, I 30 years old and I still hate saying it out loud. And my mom's going to watch this and hopefully she'll message me and laugh about it. But your mom's going to be right about so many things. And at first, like I'm saying it first, but I have this perspective and I'm still bitter about it. So, but yeah, at first you're going to hate it. Like when you finally realize it, you're going to be like you're going to be so frustrated about it. And like I said, I'm still frustrated about it, but it's true. It's just true. And, you won't really gain that perspective, I don't think, until you two become a parent. Because then this whole new world is like opened up to you and you just see the world differently. And, yeah, you'll just start to understand so many things. You'll start to understand the why behind so many things, right? Like, I'm sure all the parents are going to agree with me on that because it's just, but yeah. And I really think like me saying that out loud is probably futile because, like I said, we all go through that teenage spell of invincibility. But maybe me saying it out loud will help. I don't know. So for me, I've reached this point of like embracing every moment and just truly trying to accept the way things are, because I finally realized like my need to control things around me like clearly isn't serving me the best. You know, like, let's just be real. And all the other control freaks out there are like probably like shaking their head yes. But yeah, so I finally just realized like I have got to let go because I'm ultimately not the one in control. The Lord is. And so yeah, I've reached this point of embracing every moment, every stage, every like, you know, thing. And you hear older people say that, right? And I'm not gonna like sit here and say that I'm, you know, embracing every moment of my life, because the other night when my kids were like driving me up the wall crazy, I wasn't embracing that moment, okay? But what I'm saying is every stage of life has something to learn from it. And I think I've just accepted that. Like, I don't know everything, and there's no way that I possibly could know everything. And so I'm just going to like take a step back and just watch it unfold, and then I'll deal with things as they come. And then the other like life-altering thing I have done in the past year or so, I don't even know, I've started reaching out to people that have lived before me, older, wiser, more mature in their faith. Like, I've just started reaching out to people like that. Like I said, I've created this community of people around me that I know that I can rely on. And there's this one woman friend of mine. She I don't know how old she is. She's probably 20 years my senior, or around there, maybe a little less. But she'll know who I'm talking about. She's just, yeah, she's given me a lot of insight in life. And so I think that's another thing that younger people need to hear is like, maybe it's not your mom or your dad that you need to reach out to or you need to look up to or listen to, because I know it's hard to do that, but maybe find somebody else in your life. Like maybe if you're in high school and you can go to a counselor or like the principal or somebody and like connect with one of those people, or somebody in your church, you know, maybe it's one of your mom and dad's friends, you know, something like that. Maybe it's not going to be your mom and dad that you listen to, but find somebody else that you trust. Look at their life and say they have a really great life. Do you want something like they have in their life? And then listen to what they have to say, because they've lived and they've been through things that you haven't and that you have too. And so they do know better. And your mom and dad and grandparents do too, but sometimes it's just hard to listen to them and accept that they're right? But anyways, I digress. I got to put my mascara on, and doing that on camera is kind of like, bleh. So truly, if you don't know, you don't know. So you don't know what you don't know. And it just may pay off to listen to somebody else that has lived through that or whatever. Also, don't be afraid to be different. Like, this world, the world that we know today, like, it was built because of unique individuals stepping out of the box and saying something different, you know? So don't be afraid to be different. This is gonna crack y'all up. Life, girls, this is for the girls. Life is too short for uncomfortable underwear. And before long, you're gonna realize that too. So thanks for watching episode 4 of Feelings with Frannie. If you like this, hit the subscribe button below. I'll be posting more episodes to come. And if you're interested in any of the products I was just using, I'm going to say them quickly. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. So, people that are still watching, like I said, all I'll use is Mary Kay products. And I don't know if y'all took notice of how uneven my skin tone was prior, but I use 2 different color products. The Time Wise Matte Foundation, Ivory 130, W130. That's something new. And then I use this Mineral Powder Foundation in Ivory 1. I don't know if you can see that, but those are the 2 color products I used on my face, and I love them. Like, it gives me the coverage that I need, and it stays up. Before I put my makeup on, I have pretty much stopped using foundation primer. Unless I use CC cream, which has SPF in it, then I will also use foundation primer with that. I don't know why, it just sets better on my face. But if I'm using my not every day, because I don't wear it every day, but if I'm using my 2 color products I just said, this is all I put on my face now. This is their Nourishing Oil, that's what it's called. It's from their newest line, I think, that's out. Like, I sell Mary Kay, so if any of these products you want to get, I can get them for you, but I don't keep up with all the stuff now. But this, I think it's from their newest skincare line, the Naturally line. This is what I use to moisturize my skin with now, and so, like, I just let it, like, prime my skin, too, and then I, like, spray my face with finishing spray. Let me go ahead and do that again. You can't have enough of this stuff. Like, I'm just, like, naturally hot-natured. I sweat like a farm animal. This stuff keeps my makeup on all day, every day. If I'm going to wear it, like, I'll put my makeup on, like, go to the pool, and it'll look just like this. As long as I don't duck my head under the water, obviously. But you know what I'm saying. Anyways, yes. If you've been following me for any, I'm going to go ahead and put my mascara on, because if you're still watching this, then you don't care what I look like. If you've been following me for any amount of time, like within the past 6 years, we'll say that, you knew, like, before Mary Kay had extremely problematic skin. I still have problematic skin. It's called adult acne. Mary Kay keeps it at bay. Right now, I'm, like, eating super healthy, so all the unhealthy eating is coming out of my pores. It's disgusting. Like, all that, yeah. This is all hormones. If you break out under your chin, it's hormone related. And yeah. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so before Mary Kay, I had really bad skin, and like Mary Kay has cleared my skin up a lot and helped my acne scars tremendously. I'll have to post that picture on Instagram. Anyways, so I haven't gotten a lot of compliments on my skin lately because, like, I think Mary Kay has done all it can do. Any other, like, smoothing out, I think, it's going to have to be, like, some kind of laser or something. But the other day, I had a girl comment on my skin, and then just a few days ago, somebody messaged me and said something about it, and I was like, it's so weird because I haven't had that in a long time. But I have changed up my skincare routine. And so I was going to share that with y'all because somebody may need that same change up. So one of my customers started using this product. It is the Time-Wise 3-in-1 cleansing bar. And she was just like talking about how much she loved it and how much like her skin just felt so smooth, on and on. And so I, at the time, had started using the Naturally line, like the whole line. I was using the cleanser. Sorry. I was using the whole line. Anyways, and it just wasn't enough for my skin. Like, I need some extreme exfoliant. And it just wasn't enough. So I still use the nourishing oil because it's the bomb. I even use it in my hair. It's really awesome, y'all. But anyways, how many times have I said that? Sheesh. What was I talking about? This is mom. Have kids, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Like, literally, my brain is mashed potatoes now. Anyway, so I started using that soap cleansing bar. That's what I was talking about. And it really has helped my skin so much. Like, my breakouts have been reduced by half, if not more, which is saying a lot for me. Yeah, so those two color products on my face. And then I use finishing spray probably 3 or 4 times throughout my whole makeup process. If you were watching the video, you noticed I put on the wrong concealer. I did. But I have one for the summer and one for the winter, and I just used the wrong one. But that's a concealer. And then I had this under eye corrector I put under my eyes. I have one of these that I keep in my car, too, because, you know, like, just throughout the day, if you're out and about, you can, like, you know, random touch up. And then this is just my personalized palette. That's one of my favorite things about Mary Kay is that this customization that they have. These little things are magnetic. See, all of them could come out. All of them do. So this side does too. They're all magnetic. And so you pick and choose the colors that you love or that you want in there. And then, as they run out, you just replace the ones that you have ran out of. You don't have to buy the whole new compact again. I love that about Mary Kay. And there's a bigger one. Yeah. And then I use these two products on my eyes, Lash Primer. It has like cotton fiber bristles as well as like regular plastic bristles. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh. Anyways, the cotton fiber bristles like grab your lashes and coat them with the product. And so what that does is it gives your mascara like longer wear time, but it also gives you an extra length to your eyelash. And I really don't have great eyelashes. And then I use waterproof mascara because I don't know. I just like it. It stays on. Like, I'm hot natured, and so it doesn't go anywhere. You know, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, and satin lips. I don't have that to show y'all, but that's what I have on my lips. Thanks for watching. Till next time.